Good morning, grade twos. Today you are going to be writing your own story about a trip to the zoo. Before you start your story, you need to plan it. You will find an example of a graphic organizer on Dojo, or you can make your own. Today's story needs to have 4 paragraphs. For each paragraph, I have written some keywords on my graphic organizer to help you plan your story. Let's have a look at my example before you start your own. The title of your story will be A Trip to the Zoo. Your first paragraph is your introduction. Let's have a closer look. Your introduction needs to say when your story takes place. You could say last week, yesterday, on Friday, etc. You also need to say where your story takes place, which for today's story is at the zoo. Then say why you are going to the zoo. It could be for your birthday or just for a fun visit. All of these keywords will help you to write your first paragraph as follows. On Friday, we went to the zoo. My mom and dad took me to the zoo because it was my birthday. I was so excited to see some animals. Your second paragraph is about what happens first. What did you see? In my story, I am going to say I saw a lion. Then you need to write about what your chosen animal can do and describe your animal. For example, lions can hunt and the male lion has a mane around his neck. This is what my paragraph would look like. The first animal we saw was the lion. Lions are strong and they can hunt animals that are bigger than them. The male lion looks different to the female lion because he has a mane around his neck, like a scarf. Your third paragraph tells us what happens next. Here you can write about another animal. I have chosen leopards. Leopards can climb trees, and leopards have spots called rosettes. This is what my paragraph would look like. Then we went to see the leopards. Leopards are my favorite animal because they can climb trees. They have spots called rosettes to help them camouflage. Your final paragraph brings your story to an end in a similar way to how it started, with when, where, and why. When did you go home? Where did you go? And why did you go home? Here is my final paragraph. After lunch, it was time to go home. I was feeling tired from walking around the zoo. My trip to the zoo was the best birthday present ever. Now it is your turn. Remember to do your plan before you start writing your sentences. A few weeks ago, I asked you to research South Africa's big 5 animals: the elephant, the rhino, the buffalo, the lion, and the leopard. You can use some of the facts you learnt about these animals in your story. Please don't copy my sentences. Take your time and have fun. I can't wait to read your stories.